Yes, everyone. Woo! It's not easy. So let's let the audience come into the chat and we can have a quick discussion tonight. Joel Bayer, Rio Ferdinand, we're about to hear what's going on.
Let me just talk myself out. Sorry, guys.
Whilst Rio's fixing his background, I want to give a shout out to everyone inside already. Yoni TDK, we see you inside. MR, we see you inside. David Batchus, we see you as well. Keep those comments coming in. You've got Move the Wheels inside, making Arteta's joining Man United jokes. We've got, who else is inside here? Rapid Replay. Rio. Talk to me, man. Huh? You having a good evening tonight? No.
You know what? I had a lovely night out last night. I was at the Brits with my wife. We had a great night. I was drinking tequila till the cows come home. Woke up, had a little hangover, I got to say. So I'm still looking a little bit worse for wear now. But I thought, let me just get my weekend brightened up, my Sunday brightened up with watching the Man United play, going to the Etihad and getting a point or nicking three. But deep down, I think, listen, I always knew it was going to be difficult. I was talking in the WhatsApp groups, the various WhatsApp groups I'm in, and it was like, listen, if we can get out of here with getting beat 2-0, 2-1, and coming out like we haven't been embarrassed, then it won't be too bad. I just think the gulf between the two teams is there, man. I think the start of the game, obviously, City come out straight away, corner within 40 seconds, bang, that was on us, and then Marcus Rashford goes up the other end. Onana with a great kick. Onana, I thought, was brilliant all game, to be fair to him. Played the ball forward, one ball over the top. And I have to say, I've said this numerous times now, the only way you're going to beat City, I think, you can't go toe to toe with them. And we've tried that before. We got smashed off the park by them before. The manager was humble enough to kind of go, actually, we're going to have to sit on the back foot a little bit, have a low block, and try and hit them on the counter. They've done that. That goal was a good example. You play long. If you've got players who are quick and direct and you can play that ball forward quickly with some accuracy, you're going to have a chance. Marcus comes up with a out of this world strike, ridiculous strike. And even to talk about the actual difficulty of that shot, it was a great strike, don't get me wrong, but the difficulty for it to be rolled back across his body and then hit it as well. That detail there is one of the hardest skills to kind of conquer as a player who hits a ball, and to get the power and the accuracy was just like wow. So it was a goal for a game of this magnitude. It was a run against a runner play, but from that point on, Manchester City pulverised Man United. I think they were exceptional in everything but finishing today. Their approach play is what we're used to seeing, penning teams back. Every time Man United won the ball, listen, the odd time Man United got out, maybe if they'd chosen the right pass, they could have got themselves another opportunity maybe. But Man City controlled the game in large parts with and without the ball. And the chances even before the goal came, Haaland missed a sitter underneath the crossbar. They were making Varane, Johnny Evans do last-ditch blocks or stopping crosses across the 6-yard box. City are just, as I said, they're a machine, and Manchester United, you could see the gulf between the teams. Forget the scoreline. If you just put the two teams up and you didn't know which teams were what colour, you'd go, wow, that team there, this team ain't nowhere near it.
I think before we carry on, I want to give a massive shout out to everyone that's joining the chats. Please make sure you press the like button. I know it's not a great day for you guys watching, but at the end of the day, we're trying to bring you content, and Rio's not hidden. A lot of people would have hidden. And contrary to your beliefs, I spoke to Rio just before we came online, and I thought, it looks like you were right about the Foden comments just in isolation. And you said it's hard to be happy at the moment, man.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not going to sit here and go, oh my God, I told you so, whatever. This whole world-class debate's kind of got out of hand, I've got to be honest with you. But I think to be world-class, it's over time. Do you know what I mean? And to be even in the conversation and people debating and arguing and going, yes, he is, no, he ain't. If you're in that conversation around world class, you've got to be sitting there and going, you know what, I'm doing the right things, especially for two players so young. So testament to the two players who have been discussed, but that discussion and that debate can bring pressure, but that's part of the game. I think if you ask Phil Foden, does it bring more pressure? A pundit saying, is he world class or not, and creating a little bit of debate about someone, shouldn't be any more pressure than what you put on yourself or what your teammates put on you or what your fan base put on you or what the badge means on your chest. So we're a small part in this whole cycle. But Phil Foden lived up to expectation from the expectation that I have and think about him. I'm sure Man City fans think about him. A big moment comes along, he doesn't shy away. Whether he scores or not, the kid influences the games at the moment. Especially this season, he's influencing games like no other. He didn't even have to score today to say he's one of the standout players. He had Lindelof. I'm sure the lactic acid in Lindelof's legs was on fire because he had him going in and out, a centre-back playing full-back. You have to remember as well, Man United are playing with Johnny Evans and a centre-back playing left-back in Lindelof. So even from that standpoint, it's saying, well, they've done well to keep it down to 3-1. But going back to Foden, I think today he showed, a lot of people have been questions. I think you as well, Joel, will go, well, when Kevin De Bruyne comes back, he just goes and kind of slivers off and just becomes any type of player. But again, today, I think there's a difference in him that I've seen this season, especially now when the big guns are back, that he's saying to Haaland and to De Bruyne, just give me the ball, man. Bernardo, stop doing your pirouettes. Give me the ball, and I'm going to be the locksmith, and I'm going to unlock it all. And today, he come up with a strike to match Marcus's, almost a bullet, and then the 1-2, and then the calm finish at the end of it was his work done for the day. So he put the game to bed, man.
We're gonna go back to Foden in a bit because I think there's a deeper discussion there, and obviously we're gonna break it down further on Viable 5 tomorrow, looking at what's happened with United. But I want to give a shout out to Nazi5HD with the super chat. He goes, Eric Ten Hag lost the game with his poor in-games management. Why is the line so high in the second half? Why is our only outlet Rashford sub off? We could have won or got a draw. And then he
say that again. The last bit. Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. So yeah, if we sit back, we could have won or got a draw. ETH out. Now, do you reckon that's just like a reactionary thing? Why did we do this? If we did that, we would have won. It's really important to know.
We don't know if Rashford was injured. We don't know if he was carrying a knock. We don't know if. Listen, with Haaland out as well, our bench was never ever going to be something that was going to come and impact the game. It was always going to be difficult. But I thought Eric Ten Hag set up the team well in the first half. I don't think Manchester United, any Man United fan can sit there and honestly say that we should be going toe to toe with this team, Man City, and trying to meet them high up the pitch. I think the way we set up, we thickened the midfield. We had pace on the break, and we were a threat. And we were a threat at times. If the ball had bounced differently or we had a better touch in certain times, Rashford had a couple of times. So if he headed the ball through once, we'd have been through on goal. Just those little details that didn't kind of come off after the first goal, it could have changed things. But that's if, buts, and maybes. And as we all know, we can't work on them. And you've got when them half chances arise, you've got to be able to be clinical enough to take that. But we got. I see the chat as Zach Rabbi, we got broke down. And that's what Man City do to every team, not just Man United. I use any team. We're going to watch them countless times towards the end of the season in this running, and it's going to be tight at this end of the season. But they're going to have teams sit back, and they're the best at breaking down low blocks. And Man United, them moments get tiring in games. So the first half, you can get away with it because your legs are still fresh. You get to 60, 70 minutes, and you've been penned back, and you've been having to shuffle left, right, short and sharp movements all the time, getting out to people, coming back in again. Your legs are hurting, man. Not only your legs, but your mind. And all Man City are waiting for is that one moment for someone in that chain, in that team, to switch off, and they go for that area. Bang. And even you saw the chance with Haaland before half-time. The moment Lindelof comes too narrow, Rodri dinks it back post over Lindelof, Foden heads it across, and it should have been a goal. But I agree there. Rob Colgan, I agree with that as well. Evans going off was a big disruption for our team, because he's a cool, calm, collected defender with experience who's pulling people about. He's a communicator. He may not be the quickest or most mobile, but we saw today probably 3 or 4 times he was the one who put himself in front of the ball to block shots, to block the pathway to goal. So the only time he went off was just before someone got past him. Haaland was a free kick edge of the box when Haaland rolled him, but I think he was injured at that point. So that's where we are. You look at it and you go, Johnny Evans was probably one of our top 3 players today. And if you said that at the start of the season, he wouldn't have even thought he'd get a shirt, let alone play in a Man City derby. I think he's played in both derbies, chasing the best striker on the planet around.
You know what's crazy? I was watching the post-match interview with Pep Guardiola. He seemed like he was obviously happy, but he was also respectful. He did say that we must not forget that Manchester United are suffering massively when it comes to the injuries. There's no question who was the better team, but when it comes to injuries, your main man scoring up top, Haaland, he's gone. Luke Shaw, we see someone in the comments who gave a super chat, Nipple Beer, said biggest miss. When you look, I looked at a stat that said Man United had 5 under-21 players. And even if you look at the bench, I mean, Willie Kamwala, Bayende, Collier, Oguneye, you know, like some of these guys, I'm like, they're new to me, you know. And then obviously you've got Kobe Mainoo, who's still, you know, finding himself as well. It's difficult to come up against, let's be honest with you, as it stands, the best team in the world at their ground. And I saw Gary Neville as well do his analysis. I've just been watching everything, and they seem to have found positives. They're like, look, we were never going to beat them, but end of the day, there was some sort of showing. Do you agree with that?
I think they were never going to beat them in my eyes. I said loads of the WhatsApp groups. I was saying, like, if it's 2-1, 2-0, you'd be happy with that at the moment, the way things are. But yeah, Man United injury list is crazy. It's ridiculous. And the influential players as well. Your top goal scorer, your number 9, your focal point, and arguably your best centre-half, Martinez, and your best left-back. And those two, in terms of the balance of the team and playing out, is massive, and taking pressure off the team with the ball and without it is huge, among other players. But we have to remember that Man City do this to every single team they play against. They pen them back. Every single team, you would argue that Man City have the lion's share of the possession and lion's share of being in the opposition's half and final third for most of the game. So to think that this would be a surprise and anything different with Man United the way they are at the moment, I think would have been crazy. I think that the only positive I would take from Manchester United's point of view is that they weren't embarrassed. That's it. I do believe Man United, with the players that we have, a little bit like in Ollie's time, are probably better playing off the back foot anyway. They're better at playing on the counter attack. You see today there was a danger with us with Garnacho and Rashford with their pace. If you add Haaland to that, it brings a different dimension again. But I do think Man United, with the way we play at the moment, the way we're set up, playing, and especially without the likes of Martinez and Shaw, they have to be a counter-attacking team, especially against the best teams and the bigger teams. Whether the manager will continually go with that at the moment, I don't know. But Man United just aren't a team that are going to be a possession-based team. We're not a possession-based team against the teams that you'd expect us to be in the lower parts of the leagues. So how the hell do you expect us to be like that against the Man City? So, yeah, I'm a bit confused. I don't know if someone said the positive. I don't know, Rashford's goal, yeah. But he wasn't great after that, to be fair to him. I don't really. Johnny Evans' performance, Varane's performance, and Arnold's performance, those three, even though we conceded 3 goals still, the 2 centre-backs and the goalkeeper, I thought for large parts were our best players.
Obviously we've got a few of those super chats. They're starting to roll in now. Hopefully we can get through them. Thank you very much, by the way. We see you. Patrick, not got a problem with ETH today, but overall he just isn't capable to inspire the team. He has the charisma of a substitute science teacher. Guys,
Ruthless.
Don't be giving your super chats with all of that, you know. It's hard though, isn't it, Rio? I mean, Man United have been here in the last 10 years where you go up against Man City. Last 10 years, you're used to it against Sir Alex, and it was hard even then. But it just seems like they're stuck in the same playing counter football, trying to find a way to unlock their defense, and it's difficult for the manager.
It's just difficult for the Man United fan base as well. Like, there's fans obviously from my era and before. To think that we're now going to Man City and going, you know what, if we get beat 2-0 and we don't get embarrassed, I'll take that. That's where we are. Sorry state of affairs, that, isn't it? That's not what we should be hearing. And listen, that won't be what's being said in the changing room. I 100% believe that. That will not be getting said in the changing room. The guys will be going there with a game plan and thinking, you know what, we can get something here. If things go our way, a little bit of luck, and we're clinical and we get our chances and we take them, and we need a little bit of luck in our own box as well. But we could get something. But I think the genuine Man United fan, bless you, will probably be sitting there going, as long as we don't get embarrassed today, I'll take that. I hope we win. I really hope we win, but deep down I don't think we will. But just please don't let us get embarrassed. And I think so. That's the positive maybe that gets taken out of this game, and that just shows you how far behind we are and how much work there is to be done with the new group Ineos coming in.
I know there's a few super chats to read, but I just want you guys to know that we've got a big Vibe with Five show coming on tomorrow. We've actually also got someone involved in the City camp as well, and obviously people from the United section as well, as you know, every week. But Big Dog, I was looking at your question, and we're going to actually discuss this tomorrow. All right. So just make sure that you stay tuned. We're not going to forget. We'll give you a shout out as well when we read it. I want to quickly, Rio, very, very quickly go through some player ratings. I think it's only fair that we start with City because obviously they're the winning team. Out of 10, 10 being the highest. We'll rattle through them really quickly. Guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Like, share, everything. Argue. We don't mind. Try to keep it as positive as possible. It's just opinions. Let's go. Edison in goal.
I give him an 8. Made a great tackle when Garnacho went through. That was the only time they really needed him. Couldn't do nothing with Rashford. So 8.
Carl Walker.
8 again. I thought he's the man with the pace at the back to nullify someone like a Rashford or Garnacho, and I thought in the main he done his thing.
Diaz.
I give Diaz a 7. I thought we were shaky in the first 25-30 minutes, to be honest with you. I think the 2 mistakes when we got through was probably through him. So I'd give him a 7. He was fine after that, but I'd go 7.
Okay.
I'd give Ake a 7.5. Typical Ake performance, I think. No frills, but no real big mistakes at all.
Rodri and John Stones.
I'd give them both 8.5, to be fair. Both the conductors, stopper of any counter-attacks. Even the third goal, Rodri nicks the ball off Amrabat and they score. Both sides of the game, they do magnificently well. 8.5.
Phil Foden.
Phil Foden, 9. I'd give him a 9.5. I think he was a standout man in terms of controlling the game and also scoring 2 goals. Absolutely, huge performance in a big game. Manchester derby, we know what that means to them, especially local lads. Huge game. So 9.5, 9.5 for him.
Kieran's here giving him a 10, mate.
A hat-trick would have been 10.
Yeah, it's true. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne.
Bernardo Silva, I'd give an 8. Again, just kept ticking the ball. The rhythm of the game goes through him. Never really gets caught on the ball. I'll give him an 8. De Bruyne today, I'd probably give an 8 as well. Unlike De Bruyne today, a few misplaced passes, which is normal in everyone else's game, but in Kevin De Bruyne's game, it's like your eyebrows are raised and going, "Is that him?" I'd give him an 8. I thought he done his thing today. Just wasn't what we've seen in recent weeks, setting up 4 goals in a game or scoring a couple and setting up 1. So an 8 for KDB.
Last two starters for City, Doku and Haaland.
Doku, I'd give us probably a 6.5, maybe a 7. I thought his end product weren't there today. He's lost a bit of that spark for me in the last couple of weeks. Almost like teams have worked him out a little bit and not going straight at him. And I think he's one of those players. If you try and attack him and go to him quickly as a defender, he will react off you and move, and then he'll go. But if you just wait and you're patient, it makes it difficult. Then he's got to make a decision, which makes it more difficult for him. So I think he's going to have to adjust his game. I think he will under the guidance of Pep. But at the moment, I think he's finding it hard working it out at the minute. The final end product pass. And Haaland, I'd give him a 7.5. I think the 7.5 was a goal, just for the goal. I think everything else Haaland done today was probably below par for him. Not involved in the game, which he never really is anyway. But he didn't. His touches weren't great. He missed a sitter underneath the crossbar. Sorry, but then one chance comes his way late in the game and he dispatches. So 7.5, I'll give him.
That's fair. We're not going to do Alvarez and Oscar Bob. Too little impact. Let's do the Man United one. This is the last part here. Onana in goal.
Onana, he conceded 3, but I'm going to give him an 8 or 7.5. I'm going to give him 8. I'm going to give him because I think he was good. He made some good saves. He was brave coming out for crosses, commanded the box well. Couldn't do nothing with the Foden first goal. The second one, maybe, I don't know. It was hard. He was still close, Foden. And then the third one, Haaland's too near a goal to make a real impact on that. But in other aspects of his game, his kicking as well was really good today. But I'll go 8 for Onana.
The 2 centre-backs, Johnny Evans and Rafael Varane.
Yeah, I'd go 8 again. Both of them were strong games, solid games, blocks. No one really got past either of them. Maybe late on before he came off at Johnny Evans once, but I thought they were strong in the main. I'd go for an 8, both of them.
Oof, I think I can't lie. I think it's too much there. I'll probably give Johnny Evans a 7.5 because of the way he played when he was on. I think Varane gets just a little bit lower for me. I think an 8 is too strong. You can't concede 3 goals, right? And they get 8s, in my opinion. Just because of that, those scores got to drop. But again, we can revisit that tomorrow. But that's something for you to have a think about. Let us know what you think in the comments because at 8, that's strong. That's the same as Kyle Walker today, you know.
But what my point is that the 2 centre halves weren't at fault for none of the goals.
So they're still part of the team. They're still part of you win together.
No, they are. But I thought if we're talking about them in isolation, I just don't think they were at fault for the goal. I think they performed well. For everything that came into the box, it was either Johnny Evans or Varane that cleared the ball every time. I thought they were really good.
We'll rediscuss that tomorrow because we're going to have to agree to disagree on that one. Dalot and Lindelof, fullbacks.
I'd give Dalot a 7.5 and I'd give Lindelof probably a 6.5 because Foden kind of done what he won out there, man. So that's what I'd go with.
We'll make it quick. Casemiro in the middle.
Casemiro, I'd give us probably a 6.5. I thought he'd done all right other than the goal. The goal, I think he'd done a 1-2 on him. I thought he was all right, but the goal's a big goal. The second goal's a massive goal. The 1-2 in that area, and he goes past him. I would have thought that Casemiro, if he'd experienced, maybe have tried to get his body against Foden at some point and just get in his running lane, stop him running straight through. But that one moment, second goal kills the game off.
McTominay, Mainu, and Fernandez.
I'd probably give them all probably a 6 as well. I thought, yeah, they defended in front of the back 4, okay, but I just thought none of them really impacted the game massively. I think Bruno, with the assist for Marcus, was fine. I thought McTominay made a few good runs early on in the game as well. Never got the ball, but was never really in the game. And Mainu probably had his quietest game, least impactful game in a Man United shirt.
Garnacho and Rashford.
I think Rashford, you got to give it just the goal itself a 7. And I'd go probably a 6.5 Garnacho. Okay.
And obviously you had the young boys, which I don't really think is fair to really be giving them time to do the same.
No.
And I can't lie, Amrabat didn't do great when he came on, but that's another story. Guys, listen, there's so many comments coming in, but we do have Vibe with 5 out tomorrow. Make sure that you got on your notifications, that you've subscribed, because we will be having a big chat. And yeah,
big discussion points tomorrow. Marcus Rashford interview, Foden's performance, all Pogba's ban.
Yes, that's a big one as well, isn't it? And also at the same time as well, your comments that you're putting in here, keep writing comments on the videos, not just in the chat. We will be reading out these comments from the YouTube video tomorrow. So guys, make sure you stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching all the super chats. We see you all, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Cheers, guys. Keep them coming, man. See you tomorrow.